a sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me.
Hello, everyone. Well, I'm so very happy to welcome back to the show my friend who is a musician and an artist, Pat Axe. Hey, Pat, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure.
It's great to see you again.
Thank you. And thanks for sending some of your paintings, which I'm going to show the audience. So first we'll go through some of those, and then I want to talk about what else is happening in your career, okay?
Okay.
So this is really beautiful. I love the colors, by the way, on this painting right here.
Oops, your screen just switched.
There we go.
I did that a few years ago, and it's basically I used to work security at a convention center. And this is what it looks like some mornings from the convention center in the North Shore Mountains around 5 o'clock in the morning when the sun starts to rise.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Beautiful colors. So the next one, I think that, I love this one too. This one is almost like makes me think of a comic book.
Oh, yes. That's well, I started drawing as a kid, and I learned to draw from comics. And I mean, I could draw Batman and Superman and Spider-Man and like in mid-flight when I was a little kid. And then I was in the wild kingdoms. I learned to draw lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and all that kind of stuff. So I have this, and I learned how to draw Popeye and Fred Flintstone as a small kid too. So I got a lot of the cartoony kind of thing. Like when people say, "Oh, can you do something a bit more realistic?" I mean, if you look at everything is in the right place perspectively.
Yes.
And my style is very cartoon and poster. Just I lean towards that. So I've been doing it so long. When people ask me to do something more realistic, I find it difficult.
Oh, okay. But you have this one has a few of them. Hold on here. I'm just going to swipe these.
Drunken Gnomes New Year's Day.
Look like some of my family members.
I know a lot of female musicians who play different instruments, and they're not very well represented in the rock and roll world. So I decided that's my tribute to them.
Right. Now this one, this will give you a laugh.
Oh yeah. That's kind of my attitude sometimes. I try not, I think it says it all.
Yes, it does. I love that. Makes me think of some things I want to do here sometimes where I live.
Yeah.
Now this has to be you.
Yeah, it's self-portrait, acrylic.
Yeah.
Acrylic
nice. I love the coloring. I really love the colors,
Thank you.
Let's see what else we got. Then I don't want to spend too much time doing this only because I want to talk to you about some other things. But although these are so cool, that's why I want to share them, because these are so cool.
Like everybody, we've all had a fascination with the moon, and as a kid, and as it's like the old, especially the old 30s cartoons and stuff, when they had people like Bing Crosby doing the background voices and stuff, and that's like Mr. Moon and Bing Crosby put together.
Right. Okay. Do I have this the right way?
Yes. That's the Canadian flag. That's 18 by 22 each square. And I decided to just do a takeoff on the Canadian flag. I mean, we're a very diverse country and very huge. And I took the sun, that's basically the spectrum, the color spectrum. And I decided to throw a maple leaf in it. And I did a bit of, and if you saw the painting, it's pretty thick. And I've taken the squirt balls of acrylic paint and done a number on it too. So it took about a week for that to dry.
Oh, okay. Some of your things are like look like they're done with a pencil, almost like oh, hold on, the light is bad for that one.
That's one of my that's noodles. Yeah, it's a pencil sketch.
Okay, yeah, that's what
it all starts with a pencil with me.
Okay.
I can paint it.
I don't know if you ever seen some of my paintings. I'm such an amateur. Okay, I'm going to just show this one, and then we're going to get talking about.
Okay, that is a friend of mine. His name is David McLaughlin. He's an old friend of mine I've known since 1969. And this is a place in Toronto, Spruce Street.
Okay.
And this is the house he met his wife in, way back when, and she passed away a few years back.
Okay.
But this is going to be either the back cover, inside picture, or the front cover of his Christmas CD that's coming out.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Now, what I have some new viewers, so what they don't know about you is you often incorporate your paintings and your music, right?
Well, I try. I mean, I've always been an artist.
Yeah.
Music came to me later. Music, not too late. I mean, I started playing. I always wanted to play music. I mean, I was a kid in the 60s, so I saw the Johnny Cash show and the Glenn Campbell show and the Smothers Brothers, and I was fascinated with guitar from a young age.
Right.
And, I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. Do I need to say any more?
No.
And then
in the same era, so I understand. I get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I started playing guitar at 14, got serious at 17. And I haven't put it down since. And as family members have told me and friends, yes, I was obsessed for about 6-7 years.
Yeah. From
17 to about 25. And from the age of like 21 to 26, I didn't own a TV.
Oh, okay.
So that's all I did.
Right.
And yeah. So it's like that. My brain is split, but they both like, well, I can't get out what I can do with art, which I can do somewhat with music, but when I do art, I know I'm there for the long haul. I know I'm there for like 5 hours. I just tune everything else out. I've always done that ever since I was a little kid.
Wow, very good.
Just like if I go into a painting, it's just like I'll just disappear.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not that I'm going to shut the world out. I just disappear for a couple of days.
Yeah, busy.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to talk about is you've been busking this year, right?
Yes.
Now, is that a new endeavor for you?
Yeah, the irony is I started off my professional career busking. In the summer of 79, when I was 23 years old, me and a buddy took our acoustic guitars out to Yonge Street in Toronto, and we busked along Yonge Street. I don't know, a couple of times anyway, just to see what it was like. I don't know if it was 3 times, 4 times, 6 times,
Yeah.
But I had a pleasurable experience, and that was my first taste of playing professionally. And I had friends who were like 5 years older than me saying, just get out there and play, just get out there and play. And I already taken lessons and studied music, and so I knew what I was doing, but it's like, it's a confidence factor. It's like performing. You go up there the first time and you crap your pants.
Yeah.
But after you've done it a few times, it becomes, it's like walking and chewing gum. It's just second nature. So I really got the bug then. And then I started playing. And then my friend and I, we parted ways. And then my mom kept saying, why don't you get out and busk like you did last summer? I'm going, but I haven't got anybody to go out with. So it took me years to get the confidence to go out and busk by myself or do anything like that.
Right.
Or even be a front man in a band. But process of elimination, if I want to play, I better be able to sing. And I've always sung since I was a kid. I'm like, just, Yeah. So it's like, that's what you do when you turn on the radio in the 60s and the Supremes come on, or the Four Tops or the Temptations or the Beatles. You sang along. You have a backyard full of kids singing House of the Rising Sun or Satisfaction. That's just the way it was.
Yeah.
But it's just coordinating the music. And so once you get over the shyness, and I was always lucky the first 10 years of my career I was always around good singers, so I didn't have to sing. But so, and I started playing with people. I mean, my friend Jerome Godbout, here's the incident that really pushed me to the front. Playing with a friend Jerome Godbout and an old friend Crash Morgan. And we were doing a gig in the beaches in Toronto. a place called Quigley's, and we're playing. So it was like, and we had a bass player who also sang. So or did he sing? I can't. No, I don't think he sang. So it was up to Crash, Jerome, and myself,
Right.
to sing. So we get up there and Crash sings a couple songs, like Bo Diddley song or two, and Chuck Sherry and Jerome sings a couple songs, and they go, "Okay, Pat, your turn." I'm going, "No, it's okay. I'm, you get." Okay. They went, no, we all sing. We know you can sing. You're singing. So that was probably around about 1989, 90, somewhere around there. And then, it's like, once the cat's out of the bag, you can't put it back in.
Yeah.
So people knew I could sing. So then I had another band, which is called Elbow Room, which we did duos and band stuff. And Wayne didn't want to sing 10 songs a set or 11 songs a set. So he pushed me to sing more. So eventually it came to that. And then I started writing more and more and more. And so for me to be able to perform my songs and my train of thought, I had to be the singer. So it's been a gradual process. I've run away from it a bunch of times. I remember in 1985, Toronto Blues Society had the first fundraiser at the Hotel Isabella. And it was on the patio. And Jeff Healy was there, a bunch of people, Pat Rush, a bunch of guys from Downsville Blues Band and Cameo Blues Band, so on and so forth. So, and it was also the same day as Live Aid.
Right.
And so I was the opening act. So the manager of the Hotel Isabella, I'd known him for a few years by that point in time. He kept going, "Hey, Pat, I got a night open. Hey, da. So he just like went, "Hey, Pat, this is what you're doing this coming Saturday." He didn't give me a choice. So I was the opening act. And I went, okay, I must have something that people like. Yeah. That's when I started. But still, I like between 85, summer of 85 to 93, I was very comfortable as a sideman. I'm a guitar player first and foremost, a singer side. And there's certain things I can't do. I mean, there's a lot of songs I've sung over the years that take me a while to get there's songs now that I've been practicing for like 30 years that I'm just beginning to sing, like Ruby Tuesday, the Rolling Stones song, and the Blind Faith song, Can't Find My Way Home. You have to hit the notes. You can't come up to them. You have to bang, hit them. So if you don't feel confident with your voice, your performance, you better stay away from material that there's music you always play in the basement. There's music you love playing, but you don't perform it. So I got a bushel basket full of those songs and a bunch of stuff I'm writing. But I have, as a solo artist, I got about 50 songs that are strong I can pull from. And then there's also another list I do with my band. So if I'm playing as a trio or if I'm playing as a 4-piece or a 5-piece, it's different each time. But if I got a harmonica player to work with, I'm going to play differently. If I'm playing as a trio, it's like I basically take my two favorite trios were the Band of Gypsies and ZZ Top. You take those two edges, right, and you mix in Santana and Sly and the Family Stone, all the other influences, and you just deliver it. Right. Just hit them between the eyes with just hard and keep the groove going.
Yeah. So what made you decide to get back into busking this year?
Well, the pandemic had hit. We've been locked up. There wasn't a lot of gigs around for musicians, and my strong suit is not agent work. My strong suit is playing and entertaining.
Yeah.
So the auditions for the Transit came up, and I just went, well, why don't I try this? Something, I can do a solo thing. I'm quite confident with it. Now I just have to get over the fear of being in public spaces doing it.
Right.
And I was hesitant about, it, because I'm not young and I don't need people. I don't want crazy people in my face. And Vancouver is not, sometimes I don't feel the safest in certain places in Vancouver. So we'll leave it there. And there's a bit of lunacy on the street right now. So, but nobody bugs me. Nobody shoots the piano player. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm there, on the Transit. I sometimes get an audience. So I got my nerve together and did it and accepted the position. And I love it. You
So
know?
how many times were you busking?
We have 3 signed spots on transit, and that they assign us, and then you can go out. Then I just go out like on top. So I'm out 3 days a week,
Okay.
and then I go and pick other spots to do. So I'm out like 5 days a week, and some days I do 2 spots, and other days I do 3. And sometimes I'm on my way home, and I'll see a spot that's a prime spot, and it's open, and I'll go, hey, I'll do an hour there, do 2 hours, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I've had days where I've sung for 6.5 hours.
That's a lot. That's a long time.
And I know, and I'm confident that I can sing because I haven't blown my voice out yet.
That's good. Yeah. So do people drop money on in your guitar case or anything like that?
Well, I have a sign that TransLink gave me, the Buskers program gave me. And then I got it. Then I joined up. It's called Busking, Busker's website, and I got a QR code that I put in my guitar case beside the sign TransLink gave me, and I got it wearing yet, which has got my license on it.
Okay.
And people can either tip me by a QR code, or they can just throw money in my case.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This QR code thingy is just something new to me. You know, I haven't quite figured it all out.
Well, we're becoming a cashless society. A lot of people don't tip me with cash because I get, you know, at least once a day, oh, I haven't got any cash on me. Hang on, I'll be back. And,
yeah,
you know, or that kind of stuff. So it's, yeah, but not as many people have cash. I hardly ever carry cash.
I'm like you too. You know, I have to go to the bank or one of those machines to get cash out. I don't usually. I like to have some on me a little bit, you know. But then there's, you know, I'm around a lot of homeless people, and they ask for money, and listen, I will take you and buy you a meal, but I'm not giving you my money. You know?
Yeah. So it's more profitable to be out on a nice warm day, sunny day, because people are just scurrying around with their hands in their pockets, trying to, you know, look at anybody, just get by.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been really nice, and it's been really nice lately. So every day's been a new adventure.
And there's
been wonderful.
Yeah, I bet. You know, I just want to say to people who are not performers, but there's nothing more. I don't know what word to use, but nothing better than listening to live, to being there. Like I recently had a birthday party for myself, and I had 3 different performances, like 3 different bands. Well, one was a blues solo, and 2 other bands, all friends of mine I met through my show, and it was just so fantastic to have it just all right there, you know. And so if I pass by where somebody's busking, it's like, oh, I just want to stop and listen. It's just something.
Yeah, I just love performing. I can't stop.
Yeah,
you know, it gets it out. It's very exhilarating. I mean, you know, before, like, the difference between just being a guitar player and singing. Like, when I go out and do a gig now, like after I've sung all day, or let's say I go out and do a show with my band and we play from 8 until 12 or 8 until 11. I get home, and if I'm singing all night, right? I sing 3 50-minute sets. So I come home, I'm wiped.
Yeah.
If I go out and just play guitar, when I get home, I'm bouncing off the walls. You know, but singing for like 3-4 hours, you're just like, you know, you're singing from your diaphragm and breathing in and filling your chest, and it's like an exercise. It's like going swimming for an hour.
Right. You know, I just, one of the things you said about, you know, like when music, when you start it just stay with you forever. It's always there. It just made me think about my son is kind of like that. Like he uses a synthesizer.
Okay.
Makes all these wonderful sounds. Like he lives in Shanghai, but now he goes out to these performances where groups of like-minded people perform. And it's so nice, but he's always, from the time he was like about 5 years old, he's always been into music, you know, and I think like you, like most people who are just perform, they have to perform in their head, no matter what you do in your life. Music is always there for you, right?
Yeah, it's a release.
Yeah. Whether you're a singer or a guitar player or a combination of, it's always there. And
it's like one side of my brain is the performer, musician, and the other side's the artist, and it's art, you know.
It's all art. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it because I've never been good with the gal. I mean, explain myself. People go, well, why do you do that? How do you do that? I go, I just do it. Yeah. Watch my hands. Don't ask me to explain. If I have to explain it, then I'll go down a rabbit hole and you won't understand.
I love that. It's fun.
You know, it's you know, I can be feisty. I guess feisty, you know, and you know, we all grew up with Monty Python, right? So it's like, you know, if it's not that I don't want to, sometimes I don't want to explain it. You know, it's like, you know, explaining art, you know, explaining music is like dancing to art, you know, you just do it. It's self-expression. Yeah. You do it because you do it.
Right. I don't know about you, but you know, like I now post my art. Sometimes I post it on Facebook, and sometimes people make comments, and I'm thinking, really, is that what you see? You know, I don't know if you ever have that kind of reaction.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes when people ask why I did it in such a way, I mean, I studied commercial art in school.
Right.
You know, and I think I've explained this to you before. The first day of commercial art class, the teacher said, "Who do you think is most important artists of our time?" And you know, a bunch of grade 9 students. One said, you know, this person, that person, and the other person. And he goes, Warhol, and I already knew who Warhol was. You know, I was into Peter Max and Warhol and the Beatles and all that stuff in the '60s, and Warhol's probably one of my all-time favorites. You know, Warhol and Gauguin, I think, are, to me, the guys. They're the guys for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm also influenced by the Group of Seven, and also from just stuff I learned from art teachers.
Right.
And my own crazy mind too.
I've got
yeah. It's like everything you've ever seen, smelt, tasted, or been through. In the back of your mind somewhere, it's stuck in there. It's not gonna leave. It's in there. You just have to know how to tap into it. You know, like sometimes you smell or you hear something, you go, all of a sudden you're 6 years old again in your head. You know, you know. So that's I work off that kind of stuff.
You know what surprised me? Like I listen to music at night because I have that tinnitus, and you remember that show years ago, Name That Tune?
Yes.
And I was always surprised how people could know a song just by the first note. And I realized that, oh, wait a minute, of course we do that. Like a lot of the songs, as soon as I hear the note of a certain song, it's like, I know what it's going to be. So I was kind of surprised that it sticks with us, right?
Yeah.
Like just
like to this day.
The first note is like, oh, yes, that's going to be House of the Rising Sun or whatever it is I'm listening to.
Yeah.
I love that.
Or even jingles. It's like if somebody says plop, right? Automatically my brain goes plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Yeah. Oh, what a relief it is. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's so interesting. Anyway, I think we're going to just end this. But
okay.
Before I do you have anything coming up that you wanted to share?
I got stuff in the works, and I'd rather not mention anything. It's kind of a jinx as an artist.
Okay. Yeah.
To mention anything before things happen.
Oh.
So I like to just. Well, the only thing I've got going that I want to advertise, if anybody wants to see my art, and I also work in oil. Okay. There's a painting I did that it looks like the inside of a forest. And I did that in oil paint. And that's where I learned to paint. I'm working painting with watercolor and oil, and all the bright stuff that I'm doing now is done with acrylic paint. So I have, you know, I sketch and I do watercolor and I do oil and I do acrylic. But I love, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some prime pictures of certain things and put them in postcard size. So, you know, people have cards to put up, with like frame little cards or whatever, or I want to, and you know, like the Man on the Moon one. Yeah. Right. Or there's another one I have with the man in the moon, and it's black with white, and he's got a peace sign, he's got a joint in his mouth. You know, I'm gonna put that, I'm gonna make buttons.
Yeah, right. I think I have that one, and you sent that one to me.
Yeah. Right. So certain things I think will make great postcards or fridge magnets.
Right. Let me see.
So instead of trying to sell a painting for $300, I could sell a fridge magnet of it for $5.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
So if anybody's interested in like a custom, like, character kind of like painting, like the one you showed of me playing guitar. Yes, that one. Yeah, I want to turn this into a button. And if somebody wants the painting I did of me playing guitar, if somebody wants something done in that style or whatever style they see that I work in, or find me on Facebook and look through my paintings or get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me at Pat Axe at Bandzoogle, my music page. It's got my email. You can send me email through that and stuff. So I'm very available. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Bandzoogle, and yeah, I'm not hard to find.
Bandzoogle. Well, when we're finished this, you'll have to send that to me so I can put it in properly with the proper spelling, because sometimes people don't hear the words. Sometimes they need to read it, right? Anyway, so yeah, thanks, Pat. We're going to end that there, but you know what the deal is. You're always welcome back to the show. For sure.
So yeah, if anybody wants any custom work done, please get in touch with me. I think Nancy will put up some links once I send them to her, and feel free to contact me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. I'm looking for groupies, so I need lots of subscribers. That being said, peace out, everyone.
Peace.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.